Good morning, welcome back. Now, on my travels here and there, I like to carry a puncture repair kit. So if at any time I get a nail in my tyre, as we've all had at some point or another, I can fix it on the roadside and carry on. Meaning you won't completely trash your road trip waiting hours on end for a breakdown truck that will only want to recover you home, because they usually won't fix a puncture by the roadside. Now, I have made at least 2 videos over all the years I've been doing this on how to fix a puncture by the roadside using these push-in plug kits. And I think we've all seen them. Many of you already use them. That's not a problem. But the question that comes up repeatedly when I demonstrate one of these is, how do you pump the tyre up afterwards? Now, in both those videos, I focus completely on putting the plug into the tyre, demonstrating how to do it, and not on actually how to pump it up. These kits come with pressurized canisters and a little tiny adapter, and that's how you pump them up. And the problem is they're just not big enough to pump up a full-size motorcycle tyre. Now, this is the canister in question. I'm sure you've used them all. These little sealed pressurized steel canisters. Now, the kit comes with 2 of these steel canisters, usually no more than that. You've got this little adapter. You basically screw that onto the tyre first, and then this end, with the little wings on it here, you screw the canister into that. You hold it still with these flanges and you screw it in nice and tight. It pierces the canister and evacuates its contents into your tyre. Now, the problem is 2 of these, which is all you get in the kit, will make about 10 psi in a back tyre, if you're lucky. Now, there's a problem with that. If you try and ride up the road with that to get to a petrol station or something to pump it up with the airline, that's quite dangerous. Riding a motorcycle with only 10 psi has the possibility that it could shed the tyre off the bead. It's just deforming too much and it will damage the tyre even worse as well. So you really need at least 25 psi to ride very slowly and then pump it up. But really, you need a full 30 to 36 psi in the back tyre. And to get that out of these canisters in the back of a 180 sports bike tyre, you're going to need about 6 of these, not 2. Now, you've got 2 options. You can either carry 6 of them and be happy having all those pressurized canisters under the seat of your bike, or you can do the other thing, which is something loads of you have suggested in all the videos I've done on puncture sealing, and that is to get yourself a battery operated air pump. So I've taken your advice, and today's video is to demonstrate to you one of these little battery operated air pumps that's also a power bank and a torch and an SOS light and a few other goodly things as well. So let's give it a little unbox and see what you think. All right, let's pop some gloves on just for better film metering. Have a look what we got. There it is. And a little box of goodies to go with it. Right, let's have a look. What we got in the box. Adapter and some instructions. Now, looking at it, let's peel that off. Now, it doesn't say on the box how heavy it is, and is it really relevant? Well, you're going to carry it on your bike, so you don't want heavyweight stuff on your bike, so let's actually weigh it and see how heavy it is, because it's got a bit of weight to it. Let's see what it comes to. Let's lay in the hook. There we are, not heavy, 480 grams. That's just a fraction under a pound in weight. Honestly, doesn't weigh any more than a pasty, so that's a good thing. Right, so what do you get in the box? You get the pump itself, it's rechargeable, so you get a USB charge lead. You get the adapter to screw it into a tyre, and a little accessory bag of adapters for different things to pump up. That looks like you get a couple of adapters for things like airbeds and a football, that sort of stuff. And this looks to be the adapter for a bicycle, you know, the smaller valves on bicycle wheels. As it's got an O-ring in it, it looks like you get a couple of spares thrown in as well. So all that is a little accessory bag you get with it. But these 3 parts are what you're going to carry with you on the bike. Now, it's got a charge port in the bottom, so you just plug in your charger lead and plug the other end obviously into the wall, and it gives me a charge time on the box of 3 hours to charge it up, so about the same as a mobile phone, and it tells me that it will run for 20 minutes continual pumping on 1 charge, and that's pretty good. So the immediate question I would think of to that is, if it runs for 20 minutes, how long does it take for that little pump to pump up a motorcycle tyre from scratch if you've had a puncture and it's completely flat? Shall we actually see how long it takes to add, say, 5 psi to a tyre? You take the hose, screw that first of all into the port on the top of the pump. And it's a brass thread with a little soft plastic seal, so you don't need to swing on it, just nip it in gently and that will seal. There, that's fine. Then switch it on, just press the button in the middle, hold it down, and there it is. Right, so fully charged, ready to go. That's a fair old bit out there. Right, current pressure is 34. You can preset this to whatever pressure you want, so I would set it for 39 to give me 5 more PSI. So we start them both, stopwatch, extra 5 PSI. One minute exactly. Now it's a screw-on valve, not a push-on like your normal inflator, so you've got to unscrew it quick so you don't lose any air. There. Now if it's critical that you want your air exact, then you can see it probably lost about half a PSI doing that, so just over pump by that much and then it will go back to correct, and you can check it afterwards with a manual gauge to make sure it's bang on. Now I mentioned at the beginning that this is something you might carry instead of them canisters when you've got a puncture and therefore a completely flat tyre. So although it only takes 1 minute flat to put 5 PSI in a tyre, I think that's perfectly acceptable. What does it take to pump up a big 180 tyre absolutely from dead flat? Let's find out. This is fully charged, except for one 60-second burst to do that just now. So let's see if it can pump this tyre right up to 39 PSI and how long it takes. It's preset to 39 PSI. Let's get the stopwatch and time it to full pressure. Bang. There. Double check that. Is that 39? Absolutely bang on. Right. So with a runtime of 20 minutes, according to the box, that took just over 7 minutes to pump up a 180 5517 Superbike tyre. So even if you had a massive tyre like a Triumph Rocket, you'd still get it pumped up within the life of that battery, which would be maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and it'd still have plenty left. Not only that, it's not just a reasonably accomplished and efficient little pump for your tyres, also it's got a few other funky little features as well. Now I'll just unscrew the air valve. When you look underneath where the charge port is to charge up the battery in this, you'll see also there is a full-size USB outlet, one of these. So you can also use the battery inside the pump as a power bank to charge your phone, which is handy. Now punctures happen in the dark, obviously, so you get a light, which is handy to see what you're doing, and that will shine on the valve as you're pumping it, so that's quite handy. Also though, press again, we've got flashing red light as a warning, and that is an SOS light. If you look at that, did-it-it, da-da-da, did-it-it, so that's quite handy as well. The only thing I might say is if you're going to get yourself one of these is have a little practice with it to get that valve undone quick so it doesn't lose any more than about half a PSI. But honestly, when you're on the roadside and you're stranded, that's completely irrelevant. It's just great to be mobile and going somewhere than stuck in the middle of nowhere. Now, nice piece of kit, very happy with it, more than up to the job. As we found in the test, it can do exactly what you need it to do. A nice touch though would have been a little carry bag, something to drop all three pieces in to keep the screen from getting scratched and damaged and stop it from getting accidentally activated when it's sitting underneath your seat in amongst all your other clutter. But there we are, that's a minor detail. You can go out there in the world and find yourself a little bag to drop it in, little drawstring thing, whatever. But that, I'm very happy with. Now finally, I just want to say I don't normally do product reviews. That's not really what this is about. I've got myself this and I want to use it on my bike, so I thought I'd share it with you. And I did that because I've done 2 of these videos on how to fix a puncture on the roadside, and in both of them, as I said, you've asked how do you pump the tyre up afterwards, and these canisters do leave a little bit wanting. They truly do. They don't pump up any more than about 15, 20 psi at the most, those 2, so you need to carry loads more. With that and that, I'm up to full 39, 40 psi. I can ride my bike safely and forget all about my puncture until I get home and get myself a new tyre. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Take it easy, ride safe, and I'll see you next time.